We are doing Extra Life again this year, where you can mash buttons, roll dice, play games, and help kids along the way. I hope you'll be a part of that with us. Stick around after the video for more information. Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. We've got a ton going on here at Spirit Blade Productions and Christian Geek Central, including our in-depth Bible study for geeks, movie, game, and other entertainment reviews or commentary, live streams, Christian geek news, original audio dramas, and tons more. And on top of all that, you can become a Spirit Blade insider with an influential voice and get access to exclusive content and rewards. It's your involvement as a patron that will keep all of this going and growing, so I want to thank you for your consideration in that. For more information, please check out our Patreon page through the link below at patreon.com/spiritbladeproductions. Thanks for listening.
The song goes like this.
Hey, I'm Peter Franson from christiangeekcentral.com and Spirit Blade Productions. Welcome to Trial and Error, where I play the first part of a game or a game demo, usually do that pretty badly, and give you my thoughts along the way. This time I'm looking at the long-anticipated Marvel's Spider-Man for the PlayStation 4. I'm definitely a comic book fan, and I would say that I'm a fan of the Ultimate line of Spider-Man comic books, but I don't follow like the mainstream Marvel universe, but I'm a big superhero fan. And so while I have been anticipating this game because it looks really cool, it's not like especially pulling me in because it's Spider-Man. Actually, the thing I'm most interested in is that finally it is an open city superhero game that might be of the kind that I will really enjoy. I have not been able to quite get into the Arkham, the Batman Arkham games, and I've heard this takes some inspiration from that, but I'm hoping that it will float my boat, I guess, a little bit better, and maybe be a little bit more like the Assassin's Creed type of feel, a more casual experience that also allows some high-flying superhero action. I just love the idea of having this open city where, as a superhero, I have some kind of amazing traversal powers to just fly around, or in this case, swing around. I've heard that the web swinging is like a big draw for this game, so I'm really looking forward to checking that out. I also appreciate Spider-Man because there can often be some very human stories being told there that can often bring out some great issues of life choices, morals, and philosophy, how we approach day-to-day life, what things we prioritize. I think Peter Parker is just a great lens through which to look at our own lives and take a look at what we're prioritizing, what Peter's prioritizing, see where the parallels are, where we should want to be like Peter, where we should learn from Peter's mistakes. So I think there's always some great opportunity for some reflection in a lot of Spider-Man stories. This game comes to me at an unusual time where I have a bunch of games that I'm really enjoying, but at the same time, I'm also, like, I just got done reviewing the first 6 to 8 hours of Dragon Quest XI last week, and I had a big weekend of video gaming, so as much as I've been anticipating this game, part of me is like, man, am I a little bit gamed out right now? So I'm curious if the gameplay, the hype, you know, all the positive qualities of this game, if that will kind of cut through what may be a place of kind of overstimulation for me right now in video games. It'll be interesting to see. Now, without any further blabbing from me, except the blabbing I'll be doing while I play the game, let's get to it! Alright, definitely playing this on the easiest difficulty possible. I'm not very good at games. Oh, that is so cool! They've got, in the accessibility options, the ability to automatically advance through all QuickTime sequences without the required timed button presses. Oh my gosh. I may end up turning that on. I love that because I really can find those things annoying. I remember in the God of War games, I'd be so busy trying to input their dumb QuickTime sequences that I would miss the cool cinematics that were happening. Oh my gosh! This is so cool! You can skip puzzles! When enabled, circuit puzzles, spectrography puzzles, and surveillance tower puzzles will immediately have the option to skip. Oh my gosh, I love it. I love it. This is the kind of thing I like to see. I mean, I know it's under accessibility and not difficulty. I wish they would just combine it all into one and let us give the player more freedom to decide how difficult an experience we want. You know, if you want to disable trophies or bragging rights or whatever the crap, I don't care. Just let me fine-tune my experience to something that I will enjoy. Gosh, if God of War would have let me skip the puzzles, I'd still be playing God of War. Land. Okay, so let's see. Press X to jump, then hold R2 to swing. While holding... Okay. While holding R2, press X to jump and gain speed. Okay. Wait, I did that wrong. Okay. Let's try this again. Hold R2 to swing, thank you. Wait, jump first, then R2. Wait. Press X to perform web zip. Oh wait, I held it. I held X. Press X to jump, then hold R2 to swing. Okay. I'm glad I don't plummet to my doom when I screw this up. And then... Wait. Wait, web zip is... Okay. These tutorials are coming and going a little too fast. Okay. Your spider sense will flash around your head to warn of incoming attacks. When you see this, get ready to dodge. Do they slow down time at all? Oh no, but there's a big wind-up for those. Press circle and left stick to dodge to the side. Tap R1 repeatedly to web up enemies. Hold... Okay. Press square, then X near an enemy to perform a leap-off move. Press X to jump, then hold R2 to swing. Build focus by attacking enemies. When you do more damage... Oh yeah, you do more damage when you have more focus. Increase your combo count to gain focus faster. Earn bonus focus during air combat. Oh, is that my health? Oh crap. Okay. Here, let's find out what happens when you die.
That was easy.
Clear path. Follow me.
Okay, so they got checkpoints. Use focus to heal. The more focus you have, the more you will heal. Okay, great. Press L2, R2 to perform a zip to point move. Okay. I can see the Arkham
Come on.
inspirations in the combat, but it moves, I feel like, a lot faster. Oh, jeez. Boy, it looks like you might be able to save, like, almost any time. That's cool.
It's like my own private ventrance.
Oh, man.
This may be a dirty criminal, but he has remarkably clean air vents.
I don't know how I'm gonna do with Spider-Man's quipping. His quipping so far is more the style of, like, the typical quipping written into Marvel movie scripts, whereas I like the quipping of the Ultimate Marvel version of Spider-Man, or the more recent Spider-Man Homecoming quipping, which was a little bit more grown out of his insecurity. I don't really like smart aleck heroes. But you can write Spider-Man in a way where he's a smart aleck in compensation for his insecurity. So we'll see which way this script leans. Oh, that was Batman.
He's mine.
Ah.
Mere friend.
Oh man. I am not good at reacting quick enough when the spider sense thing shows up. Oh, they're evoking a classic comic book moment here.
What? Is it National Rocket Day or something?
Jeez Louise. That ability to heal after you've built up some focus is going to be pretty important for me, I think. And that manual saving, man. I mean, I saved once kind of when I was in the middle of combat, so that's really nice to basically be able to save whenever I want. Shield enemies block attacks from the front, but are vulnerable from the back. Use webs to make him vulnerable. Gotcha. Okay. Oh, he got me! Oh, I thought I did that in time. Guess not. Oh, crap. Dodge, dodgy. Dodge lots! Oh, come on! Did I dodge too early? Is that the problem? Okay, great. So you get a health increase on leveling up. So I will probably want to grind for experience if I can. Alright, let's see what we got going on for skill tree to help a lame player like me. Well, there are three kind of like categories of skills that you can upgrade in. None of them really seem to offer like a static bonus to defense to decrease the damage that you take from attacks, or a static bonus to health. That's something that looks like you just get when you level up. So I would have liked something like that. But there are things that make a dodging kind of tactic in combat more effective. There's a skill that will slow down time just before you take a fatal hit, giving you one last chance to dodge. There's an ability that when you're below half health, makes your attacks generate focus faster. So there are some small ways I can build myself up defensively. There's also an ability to give yourself an XP bonus for doing aerial tricks while you swing around the city. You can earn a little extra XP. That's something I'll probably go for as early as I can, so I can build XP as quickly as possible to get that health bonus every time I level up. Alright, I'll try one of these puzzles at least once.
Got it.
Well, at least there's no timer. Yeah, I'm probably going to want to skip these. You know what? Let's do this. I'm pretty sure those puzzles are only going to get more involved and uninteresting to me. So, let's turn them off. Or at least turn on the option to skip them. Yeah, the web slinging, I think it's easy enough to get from A to B, but having control over it, precise control over how you swing around, is the thing that'll take practice. Alright, so let's try this again with the ability to skip puzzles. Look at that, R1, skip. Yes, I am sure I want to skip this content.
Got it.
Yay! And just like that, Peter is a genius.
Okay, need to reroute servo control.
Skip.
Nice. Okay, what next?
Oh, love this.
Now rebalance the voltage.
Don't care.
Finished.
Haha! Oh man. Oh, I can't tell you how cool it is to be able to skip puzzles in a game. Okay, the thing I think I'm trying to get used to with the web swinging is that, strictly speaking, you don't press a button to shoot a web. You might initially press and hold right trigger to shoot that first web, but then you're just holding it. I've heard that it remains challenging, but you become better at it as you play through the game, and I sure hope so, because even though, you know, I'm getting him through the city without him coming to harm, and he looks pretty cool while he's, you know, swinging around and occasionally running across buildings and stuff, I don't feel like I'm always in the best of control of him yet. Granted, I'm only about 60 to 90 minutes into the game, so a lot could change.
Signals are scrambled and we have no idea how to fix it.
Ooh. I love a challenge.
You break it, you buy it.
I thought you trusted me.
I'm definitely getting a lot more of a smart alecky vibe from him, which is a little bit of a bummer. That's not really, quote-unquote, my Spider-Man. And by smart alecky, I specifically mean kind of cocky, you know? But maybe the story will humble him at some point. Okay, let's see here. New tutorial. Enemies with melee weapons block most attacks, but are vulnerable to air launch attacks, webs, and throwables. Enemies with melee weapons block most attacks. See, I think this is kind of one of the conceits that unfortunately you have to allow for in superhero-type games. These are street thugs. I am Spider-Man. I don't care what they're holding in their hands. Especially if it's not a simple crowbar, they should not be able to block my attack. Kingpin, okay, yeah, but a street thug with a crowbar can block my attack? No, not interested in that. I know, you can make the argument, well, then how much easier do you want it to be, Peter, blah, blah, blah. Well, one of the main reasons I play games is for the power fantasy, so I'm not looking for a challenge in particular, maybe a little bit, but mostly I want to immerse myself in the world and in the situation that the game is trying to create for me. In this game, that situation being I am Spider-Man fighting a street thug, and I feel taken out of that situation if a street thug can block Spider-Man's punch. which is capable of knocking a car over. Alright, I'll play the way they want me to. Or try anyway. Hold and tap, tap, tap. Hold and tap, tap, tap.
I'm not gonna go out like
Hold and tap, tap, tap. And finisher. Alright. That was cool. Alright, what do we got now? Brutes. Brutes will block your melee attacks. So these guys, you can't even use an air attack on brutes. What? So these guys really are, like, just as strong as Kingpin. Because I have to use webs and throwables to make them vulnerable, even. Oh, jeez. Ah, jeez. Oh, come on, Spider-Man. Good gravy! I'm not cool with how much damage a punch does from a thug. Alright, save the hostage before time runs out, so now we have timed elements to missions? I'm not cool with that. That's more of like just a gameplay annoyance to me. Well, I want to see what happens when I fail. Time's out. She gonna get shot? Whoa. Whoa! Okay, I think I could have handled that situation. What I'm reacting to so negatively is failing a mission because an NPC gets killed. That's a huge irritant for me in games, when I have to keep some NPC alive, or I fail and get sent back in time to try again. Hate that crap. So this makes me wonder, like, well, how often are they going to lean on this mechanic in other ways, in other missions, in story missions? I hesitate to get into a game at all if I don't think I'm going to have the skill or the patience to complete it. This is the first big red flag for me in this game. Well, at least I'm not sent back that far. I mean, super doable. I'm just wondering, how are they going to use that in the future?
From his elevated position, Spider Cop spies his destination. A second surveillance tower.
Are you narrating yourself?
What? No, of course not. The Chief never did understand Spider Cop.
I'm liking that routine a little bit more. It's a little more endearing, a little more kid-like. And maybe that's just it. Maybe my Spider-Man is the one who is younger and who is naive, who doesn't have experience, is figuring things out. Whereas this Spider-Man is clearly deep into his career. You know, it is pretty cool that if you want, you can just hold R1 and push forward on the left trigger. And you might not always, you know, be in the air as much as you want to be, or doing exactly what you want to be doing, but you will go straight from A to B and you'll look really cool doing it, you know? So, I mean, it really can be as easy as Assassin's Creed Origins. Ooh, find backpacks to earn backpack tokens, which you can spend to craft better gear. Oh, nice! So there's this collectible side quest thing that will allow me to kind of grind for better gear. And all I gotta do is run around the city. Love it. Yeah, I heard that these backpacks would also contain items from Spider-Man's past, and I think that's cool. It's also kind of fleshing out story and history a little bit. That's cool. Random destruction! Ha ha ha! Citizens beware! I destroy things! Ha ha! Okay, very classic Assassin's Creed, going around activating towers to reveal new areas of the map with collectibles and missions. The score is really cool. It definitely reminds me of some choices they've made in Spider-Man film scores in the past. Cool, so just these random crimes can pop up and you can get XP for them. That's great. Me likey. Huh, so I can earn XP and other rewards for completing these projects, which are probably more puzzles. I wonder if I can get, like, just free XP, basically, for taking some of these on and then just skipping them. it didn't say that I gained a level, and right now my XP is at 325. I would have earned 1,000 for that, so I should have either seen a level up screen or I should be at least 1,000 XP on level 4 right now. So, you can skip the optional puzzle work, but you won't get any XP for doing it. Oh, nice. So those tokens I can get from doing little missions and side activities around the city can be used to create suit mods, which can boost my offense and defense. So I can grind with activities around the city in order to boost my defense. That is so what I wanted to hear.
You lost, gonna fly!
Well, at least you're not texting.
Okay, how do I...
That's just rude.
That's gonna leave a mark!
What am I supposed to do? How do I punch the guys? I'm just dancing around here. How do I take out the car? There we go. Oh, there we go. Gotta dodge until I get the button prompt. Alright. Oh, boy. Oh, I tried. Okay.
That's it, huh? I've had worse commutes.
Okay. Yeah. I'm ditching the need to do any QuickTime events. My gosh, there are random crimes constantly going down. Oh, did he just go off the... Wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. That guy went flying out the building. Did I? Oh, that is some attention to detail, baby. He got like a G.I. Joe parachute. I didn't activate that, but I knocked him off of the skyscraper. He went flying. A web automatically shot off from me that hit him and stuck him to this wall. I did not do that on purpose. Oh, there's another guy down there. That is beautiful attention to detail. Holy crap. And very consistent with Spider-Man's heroism. Oh geez, I'm in trouble. What's my suit power? How about the get the crap out of here ability? Whew, man, still do not like how vulnerable I feel. Oh my gosh. Get out of there! Oh crap. Gotta run! Okay, they have there are different types of tokens, and different types of upgrades require different types of tokens. So to boost my defense, I need another backpack token. But you can only have 3 suit mods at a time. That's a bit of a bummer to me. So I can only compensate for my shortcomings to a limited degree. Dude, I was dodging. What the crap? That's so much better without a QTE to do. I'm enjoying it. I might spend some time doing some open city activities for a little while now to build up my gear and my XP a little bit before getting back on the main mission track. But I have to say, there's been some little moments here and there where I've been like, oh, I want to go back and play more Assassin's Creed Origins, because I haven't finished that game yet, and this is a similar kind of experience. Obviously, it's got the traversal is way over the top in comparison, but it's scratching a lot of the same itches that I would go to Assassin's Creed Origins for. Come on, climb now. There we go. Some of the, I guess the finer controls are a little non-intuitive to me. Oh man, yeah, so I got that acrobatics upgrade that allows me to earn some extra experience when I do flips in the air while I'm swinging, and it barely gave me any experience at all. So that's not really a viable method of grinding experience, I don't think. In fact, the photos that I can take only get me 100 XP. The backpacks only give me 25, and at this point, I'm at 1891, and I still need like another 1,000 to get to the next level of experience, and so it's really gonna be a slower grind to build up my levels and get a cushion of hit points. It's gonna be slow, much more slow going than I'd like. Whoa!
Lovely.
Did that dude die? I thought I webbed up the other guys, but I didn't see a web go out for him. Oh, jeez! Oh my gosh, 2 of these guys with guns. Oh man, there's a whole, like, stealth mechanic. Why am I playing MJ in a stealth sequence? I just want to be Spider-Man. And Peter Parker now and then. Oh, come on! Okay, I feel like I'm getting a little bit better handle on the combat and dodging at the right time. It helped, I think, to upgrade some of my dodging-associated skills. At the end of the day, Spider-Man is still more physically vulnerable than I want him to be, and I wish I had the ability to have more control over upgrading my defense against incoming damage, but it's still manageable right now with only a few bursts of frustration here and there. And the web swinging is getting really fun, too. Oh, that's cool. One of the things I am really enjoying about the story in this game, without any spoilers, is that it's clearly in its own continuity that is separate from the comics, the movies, or any other place that Spider-Man has appeared before. It definitely has a familiar cast of characters in both allies and enemies, but some of the characters in the Spider-Man world haven't yet experienced what we would call their origin stories, without being any more specific than that. And so it looks like we may get to see some of those play out in the game itself, despite the fact that Spider-Man is established to be well into his career as Spider-Man. So that's an interesting blend. And as someone who likes Spider-Man but is not a huge enough fan to like know all the continuity and every backstory and stuff like that, I like seeing fresh takes that don't require any previous knowledge, you know, of the specific continuity of the character and his supporting cast. What's going on? Yeah, they just introduced a new kind of side activity that I can do, swinging around the city, and it had a little bit of variety to it, where, you know, there's these research stations, and at least the first one I went to, the activity was dependent upon me swinging through certain areas of the city to collect samples. And so, since all the side activities pretty much are about the traversal, and the traversal is, as I'm getting used to it, a really strong part of the game for my experience, I think that gives it some staying power for me. Oh geez, he's a thug guy. What was his deal again? I gotta web him up, don't I? Oh jeez! That is wrong. Yeah, both in terms of thematically and gameplay, I'm just not a fan of common street thugs being able to do so much damage to me if I fail to dodge them. Maybe my attitude would change a little bit if, I don't know, they were like, had cyborg parts or some stupid cheesy thing like that. But even then, mechanically, I just want to feel more empowered, you know? I feel more empowered playing on the easy difficulty of Assassin's Creed Origins. Okay, yank L1 plus R1, the barrel's out of water. What do you want me to do? I'm doing it. I'm doing it, the thing. Yep, I see it. I know where it is. Am I supposed to be closer? No, can't do that. Come on now. Just out of the water. That's all I want. There we go. Alright. Oh, I gotta get real close.
Just call me your friendly neighborhood garbage man.
So, I don't get it. It's like an environmental puzzle where I gotta figure out how to get close enough to these floating barrels. Okay, close enough to this one.
These barrels are smarter than some of the guys I usually fight.
Oh, come on. I'm really close to this one. Why can't I... Why can't I do it? What the crap? Oh, I gotta do it in midair? Jeez Louise. Okay. Oh, come on. Alright, this minigame I'm not a big fan of. Ah! See, for the purposes of this side quest minigame thing, I gotta be really close to these barrels, but not in the water, in order to web them, swing them around, and destroy them, because they're bad barrels. What's frustrating is, I've been in other situations where my webs can clearly shoot farther than I would need to get this barrel from the shore. But yet, in this specific little minigame, no, I gotta be really close to them, so I gotta actually be swinging in midair without falling into the water, and web them while I'm in midair.
Great thing about barrels, they don't shoot at me.
Come on! Come on! You're Spider-Man! Jump out of the water! Oh, come on, it's right there! It's right there! Just let me do it! Oh, for some reason I've got to be in midair. Jeez, look how far I went with that web. Ugh, that's just annoying. Oh, come on! Oh my gosh. Okay, just climb up the thing. Just, come on now. Do I gotta do that? Alright. When it comes to, like, the high-flying traversal, that's great, but it's some of the finer movements that are a little more difficult to pull off. Yeah, I'm done with this side mission.
If you ask nicely, maybe!
Okay. Oof. I hit the dodge button. Alright. Oops. Oops. No, he's not ready for that. Oh, that didn't work.
Now, for your own good!
Oh, come on, I hit dodge when you told me to.
Catch!
Oops, that didn't work. Ugh. It's like a big pattern recognition fight. I don't like these kind. Yeah, so it's one of those kind of boss fights where there's like phases to the fight, and then there's these repetitious patterns that the boss behaves in, and you have to learn what those patterns are, and then compensate for them and defeat the boss that way. I don't like that kind of gameplay, because learning the patterns usually involves dying and having to try again, and that is my least favorite thing in video games. Having a fail state and then going back and repeating material. I like challenges that keep me engaged, but also allow me to still be moving forward, or at least not go back and lose progress. Alright, I've spent about 5 hours with this game. Man, I've got some really mixed feelings about it, because there are things about it I really enjoy. I love what they're doing with the story and the world, and how they're just applying their own take to the Spider-Man universe. I think visually it's a really nice looking game. The traversal for Spider-Man around the city is really cool, and the animations for how his body moves when it's crawling or swinging or whatever he's doing, man, it looks great. The combat moves that you can pull off are fun. It's got the right kind of side activities for me, which basically just play up the traversal for the most part. Obviously, I've run into at least one side activity that felt a little frustrating because the controls for me kind of fall short when it gets into the more precise, smaller types of movement and things that I want to do. I still have issues that are getting in the way of my enjoyment right now. I don't like how easily Spider-Man can be damaged, especially by thugs, but, you know, kind of enemies in general. When I compare this to an open city experience like, say, Saints Row 3 or 4, which have some things in common with this type of game, where you're this empowered figure in an open city, I feel more powerful in Saints Row 3 and especially Saints Row 4 than I do as Spider-Man in this game. I feel more empowered as Bayek in Assassin's Creed Origins, again playing on the easy difficulty of both games. For players who are more skilled than I am with a controller and reflex skills and stuff, and that's probably a lot of players, this won't be a problem for them, I don't think. But it's a little bit of a frustrating hurdle for me, especially since I don't really go to games to experience a challenge. I have other things in life that I take on for a challenge that are outside of games. And like I mentioned in that last boss fight, I don't like that style of gameplay where it's about repetition and pattern recognition. As I've said once before, that sounds like something you do in a cubicle to me. I don't want to do that in a game. As far as the themes, you know, is there anything that brings out worthwhile thoughts on moral, philosophical, spiritual issues? I see the potential for that. I don't feel like I'm deep enough into the story to really get into that. I suspect the relationship with Peter and Mary Jane will bring out maybe some things that Peter has prioritized and bring to the table the difficult conundrum of what do we choose to prioritize in life? Are there any ambitions that should take priority over certain relationships in our lives? How do we figure that out? I think those are totally worthwhile themes, and I suspect that they're at least going to be touching on those later on in the game, but I don't feel like I'm deep enough in to see them really exploring that yet. So I don't want to say this is like a hard pass for me, but I have like a small stack of other games that I know that I can put in at the end of a workday and I'll really enjoy. And I'll enjoy more than my experience so far with Spider-Man. So I'm just not in a place where I'm like, oh man, I'm going to get this game soon. I can see myself buying it eventually when it's on like a significant discount, because I think the things that I'm enjoying will be worth putting up with a few frustrating boss fights or fights with thugs and stuff like that, you know, the shortcomings that I've felt in my experience. But I think it's probably going to be a while. So not this great, awesome experience, but a good experience with some bumps in it for me. It's possible I'd pick it up maybe for my Extra Life marathon if I wanted something on hand that was kind of new and fresh that I could sink some hours into during that, but more than likely I'll wait for further in the future to come back to this game again. Alright, those are my thoughts. I'd love to get yours in the comments below. Stay tuned after this video for more information about Extra Life and how you can be a part of the Christian Geek Central Extra Life team. And then, of course, as always, I hope you'll join us soon over at christiangeekcentral.com as we continue to geek out and seek the truth. November 3rd, Dragon Quest XI and Spider-Man for PS4 are coming out within 3 days of each other. I'm going to try and review both games. I don't have time to make a brand new Extra Life recruitment bumper. November 3rd. Once again this year, Christian Geek Central is participating in Extra Life. This is a charity that raises funds for the Children's Miracle Network of Hospitals, which provides free medical care to children whose families could otherwise not afford it. And this is very often for critical, life-saving treatment. Joining our team only requires a willingness to ask your family and friends to consider donating toward your fundraising efforts. Participants also usually do something fun and game-related to draw attention to their fundraising efforts, like a special game night at your home or your church, Twitch, or like me, you could do a crazy 24-hour video gaming marathon. Now, I'm theming it around video games, but really this event can be themed around any kind of gaming, which includes both video games and tabletop games of any kind. What you do to raise funds is entirely up to you, but I would love for you to consider joining the Christian Geek Central Extra Life team. As team leader, I'll be there to help answer your questions, provide some helpful tips if I can, and just in general be your fundraising cheerleader and try to draw attention myself to your fundraising efforts. You can get more information about the event as a whole at extra-life.org, and if you choose to sign up there, be sure to select Christian Geek Central as your team so I can get in touch with you and then just help in whatever way I can. Fundraising can begin at any time, but our main push is going to be through the month of October leading up to November 3rd. That's the annual Extra Life Game Day when I'll be streaming my 24-hour video gaming marathon live and trying to stay awake without throwing up. More details on my live stream as we get closer to it. That's it for now. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.